All right. What's up, class? Sorry, I'm having a hard time with this. I have to be honest, this is my third time trying to figure this thing out. I've been kicked off this video. Anyway, this is the chapter 8 test video part 2. I did not do the third page, and here's the continuation. I'm doing the third page for part 2. Tala sent me a message and said, hey, what about page 3? And I'm sorry, hey, this is my first time doing this online stuff, so I told you there's going to be mistakes, and guess what? There's mistakes. I just made another mistake, okay? You know me, I make my mistakes. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and start solving this problem here. These problems starting with 9, I think it's 10 and 11, or something like that. You guys can figure it out which ones they are. So here we go. I'm going to go for it. Let's do this, okay? Okay. So number 9 asks you to factor this completely. I do not give you a factor. So what we have to do is figure out our P and our Q. There's our P. And then coefficient in front of x cubed is our Q. So let's figure out our factors of P. P is 14. So what are my factors of 14? Okay. Wait. What's that noise? What the heck? Someone playing something crazy? I just hear this freaking... I don't know. I'm so distracted. Okay. I have this... What are my factors of 14? 14 is 1, 2, 7, and 14. What are my factors of Q? Q is 1, right? So our list our factors of Q is just 1. Now we have to, what's our next step? Remember, we're trying to figure out what is this divisible by, right? We want to do every single number. We just want to simplify it. So here we go. Let's do P divided by Q, 1 divided by 1, 2 divided by 1, 7 divided by 1, and 14 divided by 1. Simplified, that'll be 1, 2, 7, and 14. Make sure you put the plus and minus. Okay. Now, to solve this, let's use synthetic division. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to divide by plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 7, plus or minus 14. So here we go. Let's start with positive 1. Okay, so I have x cubed is 1, negative 8, 5, and 14. Using our synthetic division, we go down 1 times, right? Got the 1, the negative 8, the 5, and the 14. Bring our 1 down. What's 1 times 1? 1. What's negative 8 plus 1? Negative 7. What's 1 times negative 7? Negative 7. 5 minus negative 7 is negative 2. And 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. So guess what? We get positive 12, which is not going to be a factor. Okay, so then let's go ahead and... So it's not going to be 1, so let's try negative 1. 1, negative 8, 5, and 14. 1, negative 1, negative 9. 1 times negative 9 is 9. 5 plus 9 is 14. 1 times negative 14 is negative 14, and we got 0. Okay? Okay, so now that we've factored that out, That means I have a factor of x plus 1. And so here, now that I divided, remember it was x cubed? Well, so now this becomes 1x squared minus 9x plus 14. So now I can actually factor this using our traditional factoring method. My traditional is the x that I call a diamond. What times what equals 14 and adds to negative 9? Negative 7 and negative 2. So, what are my factors? Well, this one I got an x plus 1 times x minus 7 times x minus 2. Now remember, this is the opposite in here. Okay, so we're going to list that as f of x equals that. There's my factored completely. Okay, now we have to graph it. Okay, so let's go ahead and graph it. I'm going to rewrite the equation here. F of x equals x plus 1 times x minus 7 times x minus 2. Okay, so step 1 to graph it is set equal to 0. Let's see. Ooh, run out of room here. Let's set it equal to 0. I'm going to work down here. Let's do x plus 1 times x minus 7 times x minus 2 equals 0. Step 2, factor. We already did that. Step 3, find the zeros. My zeros are x equals negative 1, 7, and 2. Okay? Step 3, test the boundaries. So here we go. What are my zeros? I got negative 1, I got 2, I got 7. Let's plug in negative 1,000,000 for my x. If I plug in negative 1,000,000 plus 1 is negative. Negative 1,000,000 minus 7 is negative. Negative 1,000,000 minus 2 is negative. I got 1, 2, 3 negatives, which is odd. 3 negatives make a negative. Now between negative 1 and 2, let's plug in .0, right? So 0 plus 1 is positive. 0 minus 7 is negative. 0 minus 2 is negative. I got 2 negatives, that gives me a positive. Between 2 and 7, whatever you want, I'm going to do 5. I don't know why. 5 plus 1 is positive. 5 minus 7 is negative. 5 minus 2 is positive. I got 1 negative, then I got a negative. Now I have 1,000,000. Let's do 8. 8 plus 1 is 9, positive. 8 minus 7 is positive 1. Positive. 8 minus 2 is 6, so that is positive. I got 1, 2, 3 positives, which means no negatives. That's a positive. So here we go. Let's do my zeros. I got negative 1. I got 2. I got 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 4 negative 1 is negative. Then between negative 1 and 2 is positive. Then between 2 and 7 is negative. So I go below. And then I got a positive. There you go. That's what it should look like. Make it look good. Okay, next one this is a special factor, right? So we got to factor this completely. Remember, this is a perfect cube factor, right? So all you got to do is you take the cubed root of x cubed, which is x, the cubed root of 8, which is 2. Then you take this and you square this, you get x squared. Then you square that, you get 4. Then you multiply these two, you put them in the middle. 2x. Because it's an addition, this is a plus, this is a minus, and that's a plus. Okay? And guess what? There's one more problem left. I'm going to let you guys do that one on your own because I'm doing a lot of these videos and I figure you can figure it out yourself. Yes, I expect you to do it even though I didn't show you how to do it. I expect you to do it. Okay, look it up in my other videos. On the last problem, the last one is a complex conjugate. I believe it's a complex conjugate or just a complex number. You can multiply those. Just multiply that thing, all right? Anyway, good luck. This is a short video, so hopefully you can finish it. Remember, you have to turn the whole thing in order to get all credit. I want all of it turned in, right? Make sure you turn that whole thing in. This is Sensei signing off. Boop. Keep working hard. Don't be stressed. Come to my office hours. Let's talk. Let's hang out, right? On Wednesdays and Fridays. All right? I'll be there.